Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's race. We're racing at Zandvoort with this beautiful Porsche 911. As you can see, I'll be your main commentator for tonight. My name is Breadman, Bread Guy, or whatever you want to call me. And with me today there will be Jake Wardle, British car racer.
Hello.
And something about the track, Jake, if you can.
Yeah, of course. So, hello, welcome everyone. And today we're at Zandvoort in the
US only.
home to the Dutch racing in four-wheel cars, and has been home to the Dutch Formula One between 1952 and 1985, and it still is today. We have lots of high-profile race series there, including the DTM, which is the German sports car, the World Touring Car Championship, and GT series. So, it's looking like a good evening of racing, and looking forward to the qualifying, and it should be quite close from what we've seen in practice, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it should. We had like 3 or 4 guys that were separated by less than a second, so I hope they can really fight even in quali and hopefully in the race too. Something about the cars we will be racing today. It's the Porsche Carrera RS 2.7. These cars were part of the Group 4 FIA rules, let's say. These cars are... Yeah, I wanted to say this. They weigh 960 kilograms, have 210 PS. They accelerate from 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds, so they're really quick, and they can theoretically hit 245 kilometers per hour, but I doubt our drivers will hit these speeds on this track tonight.
Yeah, like I say, it's looking to be interesting. I mean, just looking back at the practice, there's quite a few people. I mean, Sloth and McCambay. Sloth, just at the end of practice, set the personal best and the overall best, going 3 tenths quicker than McCambay. So it should be quite interesting. If both of them can replicate that in qualifying, it should make a good, interesting race.
Yeah, well, of course, practice is something entirely different than qualifying and the race. Well, if you saw our previous streams, you know that the first corner can be quite tricky, especially if you have some wild cards, as we have tonight, because we have a new driver joining us, and that's Aiden.
Yeah, we do, and there was also, I think there might be a couple more joining later, hopefully. I know that Lewis, currently in 7th, he's not set a lap time yet, but he's also new, and like you say, Aiden, he's not set a lap time, but hopefully, I know in practice he's been getting that bit quicker and started off about a 2:30, but now he's getting down to 2:17s, 18, so just good to see a couple more new drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's great because you can fill the grid a bit better, and you can... you can get more action. Also, another new driver, that's Zerk, in this beautiful Golf livery Porsche. Yeah, you can... And he made a mistake and gone to the pits. And then we have Little Skittle in another beautiful and classic livery, the Jägermeister Orange. And in front of him, I think that's McCambay in the yellow camel livery. Yeah, all of these are classic liveries. All of them look absolutely beautiful. And I hope they won't get as many scratches on the cars as I think they will. Something you want to say, Jake?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hopefully everyone just survives the first corner, don't they, in race 1, and keep it clean. Just looking down, obviously most people are just setting their first flying lap. Currently Zerg on his 3rd flying lap, he's got the fastest sector 1 of the session, so maybe he's looking to challenge for pole. At the moment, the first 3, as Little Skiddle goes quicker, he's 0.4 off Sloth. We've got a new challenge maybe for the podium, for the top 3 in the qualifying.
Yeah, I certainly hope this will be interesting because Sloth now did 2:05:09, so that's best lap so far. But he didn't have any purple sectors. Zerg had purple sector in his last lap, but he bottled it in the second. Still, it's third place with 2 minutes 5 seconds and 717 thousands. Yeah, that's thousands. And you can just admire the cars because they are so good looking. I love these cars.
And just looking down the order, I think Aiden and Lewis are still getting used to the cars, just watching them on the maps, making slight mistakes. No, neither of them have set valid times at the moment. All their sectors have been invalid, but they've still got just over 3 minutes to improve. And who's that going for a spin?
That was Aiden and Sloth.
Aiden and Sloth going for a spin. Yeah, Sloth just about avoids him, but yeah.
And also, as you can see, all of our drivers, or at least the guys that are close to each other, they are sliding the car a lot. And they are fast. Edmund here also slides the car. And yeah, I think that's the secret to this car, probably. To try and slide it when you can. Because yeah, it's rear heavy, rear wheel drive. And if you can control the slide, I think it can really gain you some tenths, maybe even half a second if you do it right.
Yeah, exactly. You've got, just looking now again at the times, it's very, very close, and McCambay, currently sitting in 4th, has just set the fastest overall Sector 1 in purple, and he's 13,000 seconds off his overall best, so maybe he's still looking to challenge to maybe get up to pole, because like I say, he's got his purple first sector, so it's definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Well, yeah, I hope he can improve, because he's now the second guy in our championship. The first one is Sloth, who is now on pole, and the third is Edmund, he's tied with Little Skittle. No, he's not tied with Little Skittle. I'm sorry. Edmund third.
Yep.
McCambay second, and Sloth first. Also, I don't know if it's true for this race, but for the previous races, our championship leader, Sloth, raced on a controller.
Yeah,
and he's our championship leader.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's the case tonight, but like I say, if it certainly is, then proper skill on that controller.
Oh yeah, he still does, and he's our fastest guy on track right now.
Yeah, I mean, McCambay has just moved up to 3rd after his lap time, so he's looking to make the challenge. There's nothing between the 2nd and 3rd now, as Zerg goes quicker and gets a 2:04.8, so certainly challenging, and a latecomer to the event. 0.2 off quicker than Sloth now, so certainly looking to keep the pole, hopefully, with everyone making their last laps in qualifying.
Oh yeah, we've been talking for like 10 or 15 minutes. Time goes fast when you're watching these beautiful cars on this beautiful track, doesn't it? Well, it's great to see our new guy in the first place, because, yeah, to be fair, anybody who challenges first 2 places is welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have end of qualifying for
we do.
Tonight. Zerk is first for now. He isn't on any lap. He's finished. S is Edmund, and S is Luis. And for some reason, Zerk left the server. I don't know if it's some
he got a
technical
problem?
issues, or
Yeah,
yeah, would
But
like to
that'd
see
be
him
a-
race probably.
that'd be a lot of a big shame if he doesn't
Oh,
make it back.
I've just got info. He will not make it back because he does not have the time to race tonight.
Oh,
That's a shame because
Yeah.
he was quick, properly quick.
but just
Um,
looking, Makambe has now took pole from Sloth because he was originally in third, wasn't he? So now Makambe goes point two quicker.
And we should be back online, probably. Sorry for the technical issues, but yeah, sometimes happens. Hope you are still with us, and I hope you are ready for the race after the beautifully race qualifying. Just a quick rundown from the qualifying. We've got Sloth on pole position, Makambe second, Lil Skittle third, Edmund fourth, Smetty fifth, Aiden, our new driver for tonight, is sixth, and Luis Rubiales, is seventh.
And I believe the race has started. We're just going into the first corner now, and I think there's a contact. There was contact with Lewis and Edmund. So I don't know if
Oh
they
yeah,
survived
and
the last
Edmund's
corner.
beached it, and Lewis is on his way now, and
Yeah.
Sloth is first. Makambe through the car.
And Aiden's up to third somehow.
Yeah.
So all the way from the back of the grid, and oh no,
He
and
made a
he
mistake.
did survive it, but I think
Or didn't.
he's made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaotic. Yeah. So Smetty second for now. Makambe third after his mistake. And Sloth is still first. Lil Skittle fourth. Aiden fifth. Louis sixth. And Edmund, after his mistake in the first corner, is down to seventh. And Aiden spun again, I believe.
Oh,
yeah,
and Edmund just avoided him.
Oh yeah. It's the first lap. It's chaos.
Always carnage, yeah.
Like always. Yeah.
So Sloth's out in the front. I know it's the first lap, but he's already setting purple sectors, and he's pulling away from second.
And
the
Little
interest-
Skittle is close to Makambe. I'm sorry to interrupt you like that, but it seems that we have a battle brewing there, I believe.
Yeah, for the
It's
last
a
place on the
battle.
podium. Half a second
Yeah, it's-
between them.
It's close, hopefully.
So if we can
Uh,
see the battle in third and fourth, that'd be interesting to watch, as there's only half a second in it, which should be a good little battle
oh
to
yeah,
watch.
and Little Skittle is sliding, but he's using the slides for his advantage, and he's gaining time on Makambe and also Smetty, because these three guys will now be battling for second place as Aiden in the back spins again. And yeah, I hope he can survive the whole 20 minutes, because remember, you will gain points.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
Makambe is very close to Smetty. He tried to look up the inside, but he couldn't find the space.
Now I think the focus
As-
is turning from second and third, because Makambe is getting a lot closer to Smetty, trying to challenge around the outside, goes back to the inside. And is he going to try and get the undercut back up the inside for the next corner? I don't know.
Well,
Could
he
be.
will certainly try, but the traction is not as good as he hoped for. As the battle is still very close, they are still racing. It's not the Formula 1, these guys are close. Maybe a little bit of contact as Smetty slides. It doesn't seem like contact, he's just a slidey boy. And
He's trying to
Makambe
get
is
up the
very
inside.
close, dives up the inside.
And Smetty locks up. That allows Little Skittle to try to get up the inside. Does he try? No, goes back to the outside, follows behind. Now, like I say, back to second and third. Very close now, all fighting for the second and third on the podium. So, very interesting.
Smetty goes for alternative line, but I don't think he will benefit from that, as Little Skittle is very close right now. And he's gaining. He will probably try to send it down the inside of this chicane. He won't. He will just pressure Smetty, and Smetty makes a mistake.
Through the gravel, yep.
And it's 2 places dropped for Smetty in just 1 lap. But all of these overtakes were clean and the fight was good, so good job guys, gentlemen rules. Congratulations.
And I think Aiden's still struggling with his setup as he's gone for another spin again, and soon I think, I mean he's setting his lap times, which is good, you know, out there still keeping on going despite having the carnage with the spin and the contact, but you know, he keep going and hopefully he can finish the race, and then he'd be on pole for the reverse grid to see how that plays out.
Well, yeah, and the reverse grid can really turn out different because, yeah, it's chaos every time. Little Skittle makes a bit of mistake, but he has a big gap to McCambay and also to Smetty, so he's kinda chilling right now. The beautiful orange Porsche. And Sloth in the first place, he's lapping and he's pulling away from McCambay and everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't seem like he will slow down anytime soon.
Just looking at Little Skittle, I mean, he's setting better sectors than McCambay, so could he be getting closer? But no, he makes a mistake, runs too wide.
Hopefully doesn't lose too much time.
He's lost quite a bit,
the gap.
Yeah.
He did, but the gaps are big right now.
And I think, unfortunately, Aiden's given up. I think he's disconnected, and whether it's a technical issue or I can't see him.
Oh no, he isn't. He just made a mistake in the first corner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lap, my guy, you have it in you. We believe you. You need your points. Also, I think if you do more than half of the race, you will get the points for the 7th place, or the great overtake. And we're back with this beautiful overtake for 4th place. Sorry for the technical issues again, as Smetty does this beautiful switchback, and it's a battle for the 4th place right now. I think these guys are going to be quite close, as there was a bit of contact going into this corner, which is now angled, by the way. I think it's about 20 degrees right now.
Yeah,
Edmund is getting closer.
Yep, still trying to make a challenge to get his place back. Looking maybe make a dive at the next corner up the inside, potentially. Does he? Oh no, and Aiden spun again. They just avoid him. But Smetty goes through the gravel. Does that allow Edmund to get back up? I think it does. But they did very well to avoid that.
Well, yeah, but it's killed the fight they had for now. Yeah. I think Smetty will not let this position go easily, but he lost a lot of time there. Hopefully he can regain it, as he has creative racing lines right now. He's doing his thing. And Sloth is still in the first place, McCambay is still second, Little Skittle is still third. Louis is spinning as a Beyblade, nothing against you, my boy, but yeah. Probably should have practiced more if you had the time. Yeah, don't blame me, blame the game.
And Sloth has
Um,
just got that car mastered now, hasn't he? The setup, going into that corner,
Yeah.
absolute proper rotation, get round the corner, and clearly proving, you know, the effort and the time he's put in to get this mastered and be 7 seconds up the road is just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really shows that he put a lot of time into practicing, or he's just so talented.
Yeah.
Not really sure which one it is, but it speaks to itself that this guy is driving on a freaking controller.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Have we got many battles? Not really, have we? At the moment, everyone's just trying to survive after the antics. With obviously Aiden spinning and Edmund and Smetty just avoiding him. Not really any battles at the moment. It's just kind of enjoying Sloth racing and building his gap from Makambe, isn't it?
Yep. It's quite quiet right now. Everything just... Yeah. Every battle just went to sleep, but this happens in racing sometimes. So,
I'm sure if someone starts making a mistake in a minute, or someone runs wide that early, the likes of Little Skittle, or even if Sloth makes a mistake, Makambe to close the gap slightly, as Little Skittle slides around that corner, perfect bit of rotation to get around the corners. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, the top three, I think if they can, when they start on the reverse grid at the back, it's going to certainly make it interesting with them getting like past the likes of Aiden and Lewis.
yeah. Also, I hope that Aiden and Lewis and Matty can get good starts, because if they hold on to these places into the first corner, I think they can create little bit of battles and chaos also, because this track is not exactly friendly for overtaking, at least not now, but these cars are narrow and nimble and quite quick, so yeah, you see it yourself. It's good enough, it's entertaining.
And I think was that Lewis? He just had a little moment, and Aiden. I think they both just spun. Certainly, I think Aiden did. Just spinning at one of the corners, just gets back going. I think over the grass.
Yeah.
But just like as they've only just joined today, getting used to the car, it's good that they're out there.
Yeah, it's certainly a great thing that he's still racing and he's still with us, because as I've talked about before, now that half the race is behind us, he will get the point even if he doesn't finish, but I hope he does, and I hope he will start in the reverse grid race.
Exactly, and just looking, Makambe has closed that gap very slightly to Sloth. It's now 5.6 seconds as he sets the fastest first sector, purple. So, has he found something? Is he just getting quicker and quicker as this race goes on? Could this be a factor in the reverse grid? Maybe he's going to find some secret pace.
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible. As that was
who's that?
Lewis in the background.
Lewis. Yeah, I think. Just gets back on over the grass.
And the gap diminishes quite quickly, but we don't have much time. We have 3 minutes and 1 lap, so that's 3 laps now, I think. And Makambe is 6 seconds behind Sloth. It was 7, I think.
And just looking, Makambe has gone quicker. Sloth has still got the fastest lap of the race at 2:04.8, but Makambe has just set another quick lap and he's just got under the 2:05, so now he's at 2:04.9. So could he be challenging maybe for the maybe in the reverse grid race from the back, hopefully, and make the top 3 interesting as they come through the pack?
Yeah, I think this guy certainly has the pace, and now I think he has familiarized him with the car even more. So, yeah, I think he will definitely try to create some opportunities in the ladder race, as Edmund now touched the wall and but nothing really special, or you know what I mean.
It must be quite a lonely race for Edmund. I mean, he's got quite a big gap to third, and then he's in a very comfortable position for anyone behind him. So it's just about keeping them consistent lap times and staying out of trouble now,
Yeah.
isn't it? And I
Yeah,
think
I
Aiden's gone
think.
for a spin again, and he's in the wall. I'm pretty sure he's just rejoining. So still getting used to the car. Just rejoined over the curb and comes on to start another lap.
Yeah, it certainly shows that he didn't have practice with the car, but as I've thought like 3-4 times already, it's great he's here. And also you have to start somewhere. These cars
Exactly.
are quite tricky to start with, but still better than nothing. As Sloth is trying to match McCambey's pace, I think, because the gap is stable for now.
As he again sets the fastest fastest first sector, so he's purple sector 1 again, and now he's just gone quicker than Sloth.
2047.
Yeah, so he
Ooh.
sets the fastest overall lap time of the race with a lap, maybe 2 laps to go. So this could make it
2 laps to go.
a very interesting race at the back when we start for the reverse grid race.
Yeah, I think uh, Sloth and McCambey and maybe even Skittle can really make it interesting, the reverse grid race, because these guys are very quick when it comes to open air in these cars, but we haven't really seen them fighting much, so maybe if they fight they will be slowed down enough so
Lewis goes
somebody
spinning.
else
Lewis
can.
goes spinning again over the curb. I think he took too much of that exit curb. Just spun the car, rear-wheel drive Porsche back round onto the other side, onto the grass, but gets back going. There was a little twitch around that corner, but hopefully he can just bring the car home and finish now.
Yeah, he's got 2 laps to go and he's comfortably 6th, so yeah, I think he's good to go.
Now we see McCambay still keeping that consistent gap of. Now it's just come down even more as they've got 4.8 between them. So it's looking like it's interesting that for the, like I say, the reverse grid race is going to be excellent because McCambay now has the fastest lap with just 1 lap to go.
Yeah, I really hope that uh, nothing happens in the first corner that would like compromise the race for these guys, because it would be a shame to not see them fighting through the pack and just letting them overtake everybody because of some carnage, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we have to bear in mind that these cars also have tire degradation, so the tires can yeah, the tires can make a difference too. And yeah, for now we can a little bit slow down, and for the last lap we can enjoy the sound of these cars.
Yep, like I say, McCambay is still keeping that consistent lap times, as consistent as Sloth, but Sloth has a slightly slower last lap as a 206.1, and McCambay is still putting in those 205.3, so should make a very good race. It has a little bit of oversteer twitch as he comes out of that corner, but overall he's kept that gap and reduced it over the last couple of laps, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did, and yeah, we are heading into the last few corners, I believe, if I'm reading the map correctly. No, I'm not. It's like 1, 2, 3. If you count this as a turn, you got. Oh no.
And have we got a technical issue again, or
Hello guys, this is the known voice you know and love. This is Bassam. I'm very sorry for the technical difficulties. Don't know why it's happening at all. For anybody in the chat, if someone is still there, it's we are going to race over reverse grid currently. Cars which will be raced next will be revealed at the end of the stream. Sorry for all the technical difficulties, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the stream, hopefully without any internet problems. If there will be some problems, we are trying to research the most about them till the next race, which is on the 2nd of March. I'm sorry. Is it March? I'm kidding. Of May. Thanks a lot for hearing me out, and I will see you on the 2nd of May. See you guys.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah,
Yeah, it works.
hello
Okay.
everyone, welcome back. Hopefully we can get this back underway.
Yeah.
And
We've got
let's see
rolling
how this
start.
goes.
We've got some technical We've had some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we have them squared away right now. And yeah, we'll have a rolling start. We should have Aiden in the first place right now. Luis Rubiales is going to be second. Sameti third. Edmund fourth. Little Skill fifth. Macambe sixth. And Sloth, who won the last race, is going to be in last place. So hopefully these guys can create something from this, especially Macambe and Sloth.
Exactly, I mean, I'm hoping that maybe Aiden can keep towards the front if he can just keep defending. But we shall see what happens. As someone spins on the formation lap. Who was that? Someone goes spinning.
I'm not actually sure, but I don't think that Macambe knows it's a rolling start. Because, yeah, he's doing some questionable overtaking.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think we are going to have it hopefully squared away soon. Okay, we're not. Yep. Yeah.
Sorry for all the technical issues.
Okay. So after our one restart, because yeah, the drivers forgot they've got a rolling start, we will hopefully get this rolling start done right this time. and also it's reverse grid from the previous race. So, well, it should be at least. So Aiden should be first, Lewis should be second, I think Smetty should be third, Edmund should be fourth, and after that was Skittle, McCambay, and Sloth. Well, at least that should be that. Hopefully the guys will... Yeah, I think they will sort the way they need to.
Yeah, Aiden's moving back up to the front to get back up to pole. So hopefully that should work.
Also, Jake, what do you think? Who do you think will be the first into the first corner?
I'm putting my money on either Little Skittle or McCambay. I mean, they're halfway up the grid, so could they make an early move and get up the inside of Lewis and Aiden?
Yeah, that's quite
What
a
about
good
you?
pick. I'm putting my money on Edmund probably. I think he can do a great start, and he's fourth. So yeah, I think he's going up the inside, and yeah, or down the inside, depends how you want to say it. And yeah, I think he's going to be first into the first corner at least.
Yeah, and that's a good choice as well because he was setting some pretty consistent lap times in the first race. So perhaps that'll play into his favour. And could he keep the faster lot of the likes of Little Skittle, McCambay and Sloth behind him once the race is fully underway, hopefully?
Yeah, well, he certainly could. He's a good racer and he's consistent, as you said, so...
So we're
That's
about
good.
halfway around the lap nearly, just still in formation, and then the race will be getting underway very soon.
Yep. I certainly hope our drivers will keep it clean into the first corner, so we will have a bit of overtaking after that. Hopefully not everything happens at once. We need to have a great race overall, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and let's hope that Sloth, McCambay and Little Skittle can have their little battle, can't they? Because we saw McCambay and Sloth, McCambay gaining in the first race, so let's hope they can both stay very close and have a good race. As people start getting into their positions, ready for the rolling start.
And it's the start-finish straight.
We're up to the start-finish straight.
And the race should be beginning soon enough. Yeah,
And here
the
we go.
race has begun, and Aiden is flooring it into the first place as Smetty is going down the inside of Luis Rubiales. He will try to send it down the inside even of
And is
Aiden.
Yep, and he's sending it up
he
the
sent
inside.
it. And he's in
Aiden.
first.
Aiden's getting
Luis
contact.
Rubiales. Whoa, that was Luis Rubiales who spun a bit, and Aiden
Good save, though.
fell from pole down to 5th place right now as Smetty won the pole right now. Sloth is up to 3rd, Little Skittle is up to 4th. Oh no, he's still in 4th. McCambay is 5th.
That was
and
a very good
Aiden-
move. That was a very good
Aiden
move from
spun a
McCambay.
bit. Sloth is chasing down Edmund as Smetty will try to make a gap. Sloth is
Really?
smelling the exhaust fumes of Edmund right now. He will try to force a mistake so he won't
The thing
have to
with
leave.
Sloth, he's got to look forward, doesn't he, to get the position from second, from Edmund, and then obviously has got Little Skittle behind him, but he has gone wide to try and get the cut back. Is he going to have the inside line? He's still got Edmund on the inside.
will have
but
the
does he make the position?
line.
Yes.
He will have the outside line, but I think no, that's
Edmund's
that's
back up the inside.
Yeah, he did a beautiful switchback, and McCambay close too to Little Skittle as Aiden disconnected. And Sloth is down the inside of Edmund again, but I think this time he will make the move stick as Smetty did a big mistake, and I think he made a contact with Little Skittle, who fell down to 5th as McCambay climbs up to 3rd right now.
Sloth makes a very slight mistake that allows Edmund to try and get up the inside. Does he get up the inside? Yes, he does. Back up into 1st.
Well, that's a great battle, boys, but keep it clean. Remember the rules, as Sloth is very, very keen on being 1st right now. He sends it down the inside. Maybe McCambay will follow. He will follow as Sloth spins, but Edmund keeps it clean, and he will still be wheel to wheel with Sloth. There's a little bit of contact, and Edmund does great defensive line as McCambay will try to get into this fight, as Little Skittle dropped from this fight as well as Smetty, and McCambay is up to 2nd right now, overtaking Sloth, and both of these guys will try to overtake Edmund as fast as possible because both of them want the win.
This is brilliant racing though from Edmund. Yes, he's the slower of the 3 cars, but he's kept it clean, he's defending well, and he fell back, but he made the places back up to get up to 1st, despite McCambay and Sloth putting pressure on Edmund.
Yeah, he's racing very greatly today and this race.
Oh, and he's gone slightly wide. That allows McCambay up the inside, doesn't it?
That's true. These guys are top 3 in the championship. Thanks for reminding us. And yeah, this battle got in a whole nother level because it's a battle for the championship. As McCambay is on the outside of this corner, and Edmund sends it down the inside, but there's a bit of contact, and Sloth gets into the 1st corner without fighting. And Edmund also lets McCambay in front of him because the collision. Gentleman rules, good job. Maybe Little Skittle will try to get into the fight. I don't think Smetty will because he's quite big, but maybe. As Edmund will try to overtake McCambay, I hope this time cleanly, and put pressure on Sloth so he doesn't run away.
Yeah, I think now that Sloth has got in front, I don't think, unless McCambay or Little Skittle can catch up to him, I think he's going to maybe run away with it unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Because he is setting pretty consistent times. I mean, no one's got down to the pace yet of a 2:04 like we saw in the previous race, but Sloth seems to be the most consistent at the moment.
Well, the guys did a lot of fighting, so they couldn't really set fast laps, but McCambay and Edmund too are closing to Sloth bit by bit, 10th by 10th, but I think there still could be some fight in between these 3, as McCambay is now 0.786 fluctuating, depends when you look at the clock. But yeah, he's trying to put pressure on the Sloth because yeah, he wants the win for himself. Don't forget that these guys are fighting in the championship as well. Right now it's the same as in the championship. I'll make sure, but yeah, it's like that. It's Sloth, McCambay, and then Edmund. Little Skittle too.
Just watching McCambay, I mean, going around some of them corners, he's got the setup mastered, like I said earlier. I mean, the rotation on the car, even out of that chicane, look, over the curb, rotate left, rotate right, and he's still back on the curb on the left-hand side, back over to the right for this short straight to go round to the right. It's brilliant.
Yeah, these guys have their setup mastered right now. And also, fun fact, the first 5 places are the same as they are in the championship right now. It's Sloth, McCambay, Edmund, Skittle, Smetty in the championship and also in this race.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like McCambay is closing back up. He is. Oh, as Sloth goes straight on, nearly into the gravel. That allows McCambay to get closer, back up onto the curb, allows him to get closer due to the mistake that Sloth made. but McCambay still setting purple sectors, and now he's down to a 2:05.1, which, as I said, no one's got down to that pace yet, but now he's showing that pace, catching up with Sloth, and maybe in a lap or so, he'd be right on his bumper and maybe even overtaking him.
Well, I certainly hope so, or he can at least put Sloth under pressure because he's close and he's filling his rear mirrors with himself. And as a e-racer myself a bit, you can feel the pressure when the guy is this close, and he's very close. It was 0.3 for a moment, 0.4, 0.3. As McCambay makes a mistake, but it doesn't cost him as much because it was into the corner and it was more rotation. So, good save, my man, good save.
Just looking back to third, Edmund has slightly dropped away from these first and second, but Little Skiddle is closing up onto him. So could that make Little Skiddle challenge for third, and maybe, with it being early in the race, could he maybe catch up with these, as he was on pace with these two earlier?
As Edmund makes a big mistake, he goes through the gravel, and Little Skiddle will probably get closer to him. As McCambay is still very close to Sloth, he will maybe try to send it down the inside into the first corner. As you can see, the two setups probably quite different because Sloth is very stable, but McCambay is very rotatey. The car is very tail happy and very oversteery, but he mastered it very well. And McCambay tries to get luck to the inside, probably stressing Sloth out.
Trying to get his nose up the inside, wasn't he? But didn't really work at that point.
Well, I certainly hope for his sake it will work somewhere on this godforsaken track.
McCambay tries to get back up the inside, nearly side by side coming out of that corner, but then Sloth gets it on the exit as he goes round the high and wide line around that corner.
Right now it was very apparent the difference between the setups, because as you saw, Sloth had very good grip out of the corner, but McCambay didn't. And but he had better cornering because his car is more tail happy than Sloth.
Now
and McCambay is still very close.
Yeah, right up on this bumper. He tries, does he dart up the inside? No. Exact same corner, he shows his nose, but Sloth's not letting him have first, is he? Very good defending.
Nah, he isn't letting him have first place, but he's showing in the mirrors and he's still there. He's stressing the guy out more than a math test tomorrow. The guy is under pressure at every corner, and it shows because he now made another mistake. Will this be the mistake that will cost him the lead for now, or will Sloth defend the first place from McCambay as he did like 4 times already? McCambay has a very good exit. He will even try to get in front of Sloth before first corner.
Looking up the inside, brush yourself along the pit wall, side by side, long and straight. Now, slowly Sloth is edging him closer and closer to that pit wall. Is McCambay going to be the later breaker? Yes, he is, just about. Sloth goes sideways around the corner, and McCambay gets it up the inside. What a great move.
That was a beautiful move from these two, and I hope Sloth isn't giving up, because he's still close, and now he is the hunter and McCambay is going to be the hunted. And
now Sloth shows his nose up the inside again, doesn't he?
That was a great drift from McCambay. Somebody said something. Oh yeah, sorry.
And Sloth
yeah,
goes up
we're talking, man.
Sloth tries to get back up the inside back there, doesn't he? But now Could Makambe be gaining? Yes, he does. But then he has a slide midway through the corner. It's only allowing Sloth to get back up the inside, nearly showing his nose again, but still stays behind him in the slipstream. Tries to go back out over to the left to try and get onto this curb. Does he get up the inside? Yes, he does, but there's contact, and Makambe goes out wide, and that only allows Sloth back up the inside. Was that a fair move, though? I don't know. Is Makambe getting back up the inside? Yes, he is, and Sloth allows him back through due to the contact.
Gentleman rules, good job. And I hope now Sloth will try to overtake Makambe cleanly this time, probably down the first corner if he gets this exit right. Makambe does it right, Sloth goes wide, but he has the speed probably, as he's still very close to Makambe. He's still filling his mirrors as Makambe goes a little bit wide, touches the gravel but doesn't spin. As Sloth will have the slipstream on the start-finish straight, but I think he's too far back. He's too far back to send it, probably.
Yeah, I think Makambe is a lot more confident into this corner. He brakes later, but somehow, despite the setup he's got, the slide and the rotation, it just helps him get the exit out of that corner, round onto this banking corner around to the right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's great to see how different approaches to this car work. And
the different
both
lines
work,
at the same
actually.
time with the setup.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. Sloth is still on the controller as Makambe probably drives on a wheel. I think he does. And
This is also happening. You've got a very close battle for third and fourth, nearly, as Little Skiddle has been trying for a couple of laps now to get past Edmund, and Little Skiddle pretty much setting the same lap times as Edmund, maybe 0.1 or 0.2 slower every lap or so, but it's a very interesting race for this first and second as well as third and fourth.
yeah, and that's great. And Sloth is still close to Makambe. He's smelling his bumper into this corner. Now it's clean. This time around it's clean and he doesn't send it down the inside. But he will try to get the exit into the last corner and onto the start-finish straight right, because that's where the main overtaking is happening in this race.
All the curb on the left and on the right, isn't he? And as he runs back out over to the right hand side for this straight to get the exit onto the straight in a minute, and will he get the run on Makambe? Hopefully, as they both slide that time around the corner. The first actual time where Sloth's started to slide, as he was with a steady setup, and the car was pretty sturdy compared to Makambe sliding. Could this be a sign that the tyres are going off, or they're just maybe losing a little bit of concentration, or has Sloth tweaked his setup as he's going around? I don't know.
Well, I think Sloth is experimenting with the setup a bit, because he can't get through Makambe, as the difference between these two guys now isn't.
This is going to make a very interesting race. Oh, I was just going to say that there was a back marker approaching, but he went off the grass in order to avoid first and second. So very good awareness and driving by Lewis, who's in sixth. I know he's been having a bit of problem with his technical issues, and he's been spun a couple of times and at the start. So still going round as well, but sadly we lost Aiden near the start of the race as he had some technical issues as well.
Yeah, it's a shame really, but yeah. Back to the front, Sloth is still trying to find some space to get in front of Makambe, but he's losing time now. And I think, okay, as I said that, Makambe did a big mistake, but as you saw, that was a great entrance into the corner, because he's sliding. The mistake actually didn't cost him as much as in a normal car or with a normal setup. Now Sloth will be quite happy with this free position gained, and Makambe will again try to get in front, because as we saw, Makambe is the fastest driver probably, because Sloth couldn't find his way.
Although on the last lap, Sloth set the fastest lap of the race, only just, just getting into the 204s, but slightly quicker than McCambay. So despite him being behind him, has that spurred him on to try and get past McCambay, pushing it like we saw him rotating the car through the last couple of corners on the last lap, getting the
and
gaining.
as I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have a fight for the third place now. It's the closest one we've got. It's Little Skittle closing on Edmund. He was in the background slowly creeping out, but now it's half a second behind. He's half a second behind Edmund, and I think he will try to overtake as fast as possible because he doesn't want to lose time. And McCambay is close to Sloth too. It's in the first corner. His speed is in the first corner mainly.
Yeah, later of the two breakers, isn't he? And tries to get up the inside on multiple occasions we've seen. So now watching this battle for third and fourth, which has dropped a little bit. Little Skidder was dropped slightly, but maybe it closed back up on some of the tighter sections like the chicane before the last couple of corners.
But McCambay isn't dropping. He's still close to Sloth. As I said that, he made a mistake, but it's this corner in which he made a mistake last time around. This time it looks like he's clean, again sliding, but the slides are costing him time this time around.
Yeah, I think now it's getting towards the end of the race. Tyres are going off. He's getting too much rotation, isn't he? And the car's just sliding up too much, losing the time.
Yeah, it looks like that. And Skittle is closing at Edmund again. I think he will try to get his exits right again on the start-finish straight to overtake with a dive bomb, probably. As Edmund takes quite good racing line, and neither of them use the curb on the right before the last corner. Both of them are sliding
straight up on that curb, whereas Edmund not taking as much around that corner, but does drift him a little bit wide onto this straight. Little Skittle taking more of that curb, running along the left-hand side of the curb. Will he brake later? He won't close up this time, but he's certainly, you can't dive bomb from here, but will he close this gap if he's later braking than Edmund?
Well, I think he
does.
can.
Yeah,
He
Edmund
can close up, but
didn't get straight up onto that curb, did he, on the inside, and went a little bit too deep, braking a bit too late, but still pretty much a consistent gap between these two.
yeah, and between first and second is consistent gap too. The gap is still fluctuating between half a second and 1.2 seconds, so it really depends who does the mistake and when, because McCambay is now 0.4 seconds behind Sloth, sliding a lot, but this time it doesn't cost him. It seems like he wanted to slide in this corner. Maybe pressure again, it's on Sloth. Just maybe show his nose.
Yeah, he's
Also,
got brake later. He has more confidence in the car, whether that's because he's practiced more, but he certainly has confidence in the setup and the car, and like I say, a hell of a lot of rotation, and most of the time it works in his favour, although the last couple of laps we have been seeing it slightly dropping him away if he has broke too late, haven't we?
yeah, we certainly have. And also, we have last minute and a half left, so Sloth makes a bit of a mistake, and McCambay will try to get this exit right so he can dive bomb probably into the first corner again.
Yeah, they both take similar
Sloth.
amounts of curb, don't they? On that corner.
Yeah, whoa.
Ready to set themselves up for the long straight. McCambay taking a little bit more of that curb, both rushing out wide. McCambay slightly touching the grass, but they both get a good run down the straight, ready for the first corner. McCambay, we do know, brakes later, bit more confident. Sloth sometimes brakes too late, goes a bit deep, although this time a little bit deep, allows McCambay up the inside. Does he get up the inside? The side by side.
He tries at least.
Sloth's gonna have the inside for this corner, and McCambay slots back in behind him. Great racing between
But
these two, and they've
very
kept it clean.
close. It's very close. As Sloth has the inside line, but Makambe has the slidey car, and this time it cost him time, a crucial time, as we had into the last 15 seconds of the race.
Yeah,
Both
so
of these guys now
great racing from these two.
have to risk everything if they want to hold on to the lead or be in the lead, as Makambe is very close right now. He got his exit right and he will try from the outside as Sloth nearly pushes him into the grass, but he has the inside line on Makambe. That was almost the contact and Makambe is in front. And we have 2 laps to go now. Little bit of contact from Sloth to Makambe, but it didn't cost them anything. And Sloth now slots back behind Makambe, and Makambe will try to defend 2 laps, or yeah, 2 laps.
Sloth seems maybe a little bit more confident there. Tries to go up the inside, doesn't work. Makambe shuts the door, and Sloth maybe loses a little bit of time. Did break it late, a little slight lock up, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think it was. And also it seems like Sloth is risking now. He has to risk it because, yeah, we have 2 laps to go. Or
Sloth taking a bit more of that curb. Sloth taking a little bit more of that curb, wasn't he? Try and get him a good run down here, although we do know Makambe very good into this first corner. Our Sloth sometimes drifts a little bit wide, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but this time around Sloth is really sending it, tries to think of some way to get close to Makambe. It didn't really work, but he's still in contact with him as he goes wide. Doesn't cost him time though.
As Makambe went slightly wide, didn't he? He went slightly wide as Sloth was joining back off after he slightly went wide, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And Makambe is also sliding from the corners. He has got very great corner entrances, but not so good exits. So if Sloth can keep it together and maybe get a little bit closer, he can put pressure on Makambe and probably try to overtake him, but now Sloth he spins, and because of his setup it cost him a lot of time, like 3 seconds nearly.
Yeah, he was just pushing, wasn't he? He'd led all that way, led for 15-20 minutes and just getting a bit too, you know, he's not got the same confidence in the setup, maybe changing it slightly as he goes, but now all that work keeping Makambe behind and then Makambe getting in front, now just lost all that time to him, which is a shame because they've been having a great race.
I think he's going to be frustrated.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
ask about this in the post-race interview.
And now it looks like maybe slightly early we must have missed it. Little skittle, maybe made a bit of mistake, or there was contact because they were very close. But now there seems to be
Makambe
a bit of a gap.
Makambe has finished, and he wins the second race of tonight. Sloth is second, Edmund is third, Little Skittle is fourth, Smetty, who was lapped right before the end, finishing fifth, and Lewis is, yeah, he's back. Like, have the track back maybe, but yeah, we'll wait for him and then we will have finished the race for tonight.
But what a great race we saw from them. That was a brilliant race.
We'll also interview our winners, ask them about some of their mistakes and feelings after the race. So I'm just going to... Okay.
That was a brilliant race though, wasn't it?
That was a brilliant race. And as we were talking, Lewis now finishes the race, and he's 6th.
Manages to finish. Our only non-finisher was Aiden, but he disconnected with technical issues. But at least he finished the first one, kept it going, didn't he? And yeah, at least he's got some points in the bag.
Yeah, it's good for him. Good for him. And meanwhile, when our drivers will probably prepare for the interview, we can talk about how exactly do we connect to racing, because my partner here, Jake, is a real life racer. I'm an amateur e-racer, but very amateur. And as you can see, our commentating abilities are very good, of course, and we've kept you, hopefully, entertained for now.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it? As
Oh,
we're
no.
joined now in the
I got the
comments.
fun.
And
What is this
here
induction?
are our winners.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh yeah!
welcome. Firstly, I would like to start with Little Skiddle, who came 3rd in the first race we had.
Yes, hello.
What are your feelings about the race, and do you know where you made the mistakes and why, if you made some?
In terms of mistakes, those were kind of just general, just miscalculations, I think.
Oh.
Just shit. Hey, we were having fun. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh,
Come on,
our
man.
Our feeling on the race itself, like I was having a blast. Like this was fun, especially in the voice chat all the way through in the second race. Like this was fun stuff. Fun car as well. Kind of able to slide this around a bit in a better way than last week. So yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and looking forward to next week as well because of this. So yeah,
It's great to hear.
Yep.
Now, with Edmund, who came 3rd in the second race we had, what are your feelings about the race and some mistakes you maybe did?
It was an incredible race, man. In the first race, it was kind of unfortunate. I got killed by Louis in the first corner, and then just constantly 13 seconds behind Skittle, and that made me feel like, okay, we have basically the same pace. So if I get in front of him or stay in front of him, I should probably finish in front of him as well, and that transformed into the race.
well that's
So-
perfectly correct. So yeah, I was shocked how long I was just exactly a second behind you in the second race. Like wow.
Yeah. I did 2 like small mistakes, but nothing that could really get me into the mix with with Macambe and Sloth. They were just in another league. Really incredible racing. I was watching their fight the whole time. So really enjoyed it, and the voice chat as well, as Skill mentioned. Yeah, just incredible.
That's just great to hear. I like that you enjoyed it. Now, I would like to ask Macambe, who came 2nd in their first race and won the second. What are your feelings about the 2 races, and also where were you making mistakes, and why did you lose the first one and won the second one? If you know where you lost it.
I have to say, these cars should be raced for drifting, not quite for racing. I guess that first race I was just kind of blocked by all the mess that happened in the first few corners, and Sloth just fucking rocket ship in front of. And he had like 6 seconds lead. That was like no way I could have gotten there. And then the second race, that was just a whole lot of fun. I have to say, like I was gaining pace while drifting, which is kind of surprising. Yeah. Overall, a lot of fun. Great overtakes, great racing. Yeah, That's all.
Yeah. And now our winner of the first race and kind of loser of the second one because you lost it right before the end. What are your thoughts, Sloth?
Well, the first race was kind of easy, you could say, because everyone just died in the first sector of the first lap.
Yep.
I just
Exactly.
drove away, and then 6-7 seconds gap the whole race and just chilled. In the second race, though, it was also it was really fun just battling everyone, but the fight with Mekamba was I could say surprising because he was faster when he was drifting around the corners. I do
Yeah,
not
we saw that.
understand how,
Exactly.
but he was. So that was I was flabbergasted from that, but the whole race was really fun.
Well, that's great to hear. If anybody got some last thoughts they would like to share.
I do remember like the maybe the reason for the crash. I think that was me actually because like I was on the inside of Makambe in like
Oh yeah.
T3 or 4,
spanned him.
and it,
You kind
and
of drive into me.
I kind of forgot that like the tires kind of need a lap to like have grip. So like I just massively had like a massive lock up into the side of him. So that was
Yeah, but no, that was just
hey.
first race. It didn't matter.
yeah. So yeah, but that's what that happens. Sorry for that. But yeah. But yeah, if this was as fun as it was, I'm already very looking forward to what next week will be. Are we gonna guess what next round will be, or Edmund, you're not gonna guess, but
Yep. I'm not gonna guess.
Well, you can guess, of course.
No, I can't guess.
he has guessed.
Not Edmund, the
He
other
has-
guys.
He has guessed already. So, who wants Sloth? I'm gonna ram you now. What's your guess?
Little cars.
Okay. Macamba,
yeah.
what's your guess?
I don't know what's left though.
You could have looked at the posters, but you could also
I'm
just
not
do a
looking at
random
any
guess.
posters.
You could also do a random guess if you want, but
Bro, I don't know. Like, that's all that comes to my mind. Yeah, so,
You
the
can
supercars.
do that.
Has to be.
And that's everybody, or still
Smetty,
you want
you still here? I
Smetty's
made the
not here.
series with Spit, so yeah, I know, but
Well,
so Smetty, are you still here?
touche.
Or?
Smetty is in a different channel.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you all for the interview. I will now send you on your way and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, say what it is. Otherwise, I will say it. But
Say it because I don't remember.
okay, Sloth was correct. This is gonna be the tiny Aussie supercars, which
no.
so those are the junior series for the V8 supercars, but they're like single seater with like a 4-cylinder like motorcycle engine in them, with just a tube frame. They are so small and so cute, and they actually drive like about as slidey as these cars, but just smaller and quicker. So and they're Australian, so you can have a guess at the tracks you're gonna get to select.
Whoa.
Obviously.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna like we can take a guess from what we're gonna race next week. That was my say. So see you next week, I guess. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not going to be. I'm not quite going to be racing that next week.
Really,
I
Yeah,
might
that's
also
kinda
not
sad.
be able to race next week.
mate.
That'll be actually fair. Because of the championship, you know.
That's
I'm gonna
not
get in the mix.
mate.
Go,
Oh, okay.
go, go.
Just get out!
Get it!
Just get out! Get out!
Mate.
Get him out.
we get out. Okay, you.
Bye.
Bye. See you next.
Yeah. So that were our beautifully behave. Yeah, they really like to behave if you like that. If you didn't already notice, but we love them. We love them. Yeah. Well, that was all from this night's racing. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the technical difficulties again. I really hope you will join us for the next week race with the tiny Aussie supercars.
Yeah,
I've been
thank
your
you, everyone.
commentator for tonight. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye.